Hey guys, let's answer question number 1. Express your answer in scientific notation. 4.6 times 10 to the 5th times 5 times 10 to the 4th. So we can multiply the two front numbers, right? 4.6 times 5. Let's do it by hand here. 6 times 5 is 30. 5 times 4 is 20. Add the 3, so I get 23. 1 decimal space. So I get 4.6 times 5 is 23. Now we can do 10 to the 5th. We can multiply these two, right? Times 10 to the 4th. We know that when we have the same base, remember, we can add those exponents, right? So 5 plus 4 is 9. So I think it's 23 times 10 to the 9th power. Now, we know in scientific notation that front number's got to be between 1 and 10. Well, 23 is not between 1 and 10, right? So to make it between 1 and 10, I got to move the decimal spot one space over to make 2.3. But when we move that decimal place, we got to change our exponent over here. So I like to think when this number, when we made 23 smaller, right? The exponent's actually going to do the opposite and get bigger. So my final answer is going to be 2.3 times 10. So I'll say it again. When I'm making that number smaller, it went from 23 to 2.3. The exponent's going to do the opposite. It's going to get bigger. So my final answer would be 2.3 times 10 to the 10th. All right, and this bottom one says 4 times 10 to the 7th divided by 8 times 10 to the 3rd. So again, we can divide these front numbers. So 4 divided by 8. Don't say 2, because that would be 8 divided by 4, right? 4 divided by 8 is a half, or 0.5, right? And then we're going to do 10 to the 7th divided by 10 to the 3rd. We learned when we're dividing the same base, we can subtract those exponents. So it's going to stay 10. 7 minus 3 is 4. So I think this would be 0.5 times 10 to the 4th. Well, again, 0.5 is not between 1 and 10, right? It's less than 1. So I have to move the decimal spot one place over to the right. So that turns it into 5. We know that that affects the exponent. It's going to change it. When I had to make the number bigger, the exponent's going to do the opposite. It's actually going to get smaller. Up top, remember, I had to make the number smaller. The exponent got bigger. This time I had to make the number bigger. The exponent does the opposite. It got smaller. So my final answer would be 5 times 10 to the 3rd. All right, I hope that helps.